This is a little man floating in an ocean of abundance. And a lot about what economic independence is about just being in place and let the current and the flow just bring abundance around you. Let's talk about delegation. Delegation means things to different people. I know certain people who feel uncomfortable having other people do things for them. They don't ask for support. They don't take support when it's given. They like to be in control. They think that nobody could do anything as good as they can do it. And maybe they're right, but they do end up struggling in the long run. So I know the things that are important for me. The important thing for me is spending time with my wife, with my mother, coaching people on the telephone who are ready, willing, and able to be coached, creating possibilities through alternative finance, taking time to do this tape. So these are the things that are important for me. They're emotionally fulfilling for me. I don't want to take my time to lick stamps. If your time is really worth $150 an hour, unless you love washing dishes, you're paying yourself $150 an hour to wash dishes. And there are people who really don't know what to do with their lives. They're looking to get to the next level. You are the next level for them, and you're actually doing them a favor by allowing them to wash dishes for you and paying them $10 an hour in barter or $15 an hour in barter. So I have an organization of over 1,600 people that I work with that are all in one form or another doing service for each other, supporting each other, learning how to negotiate, and delegating down to other people who want to learn. And this is the key behind delegation. Put yourself out. Become a part of a community. Let people delegate to you who are working at a more sophisticated level than you are, and use that delegation as an opportunity to learn from them. Take that knowledge and pass it down to another person. That is a key element of commerce, and it doesn't require money to do that. It really means you sitting down and saying, what is really important for me in the process of creating abundance, and how can I share that with someone who doesn't even have that information yet? You can actually take this tape and show it to somebody and charge them barter dollars. Wash my dishes for me, and I will have you watch this tape on economic abundance. And that's what we talked about Profit Center earlier. And I would love for you to do this. So the key is recognize that abundance is knowing who you are, and then knowing what you're worth, and then being able to market that, even if that involves delegating your own skills to somebody else to act on and learn through the process. It creates abundance for everybody, including yourself and those who become part of your community, and it has that ripple effect. It can affect thousands and thousands of people. It's essential that you begin at the very, very basic level of delegating to other people for planting your seeds to abundance. What does that mean? If you have a specific skill, maybe you're a painter, maybe you're a dancer, maybe you're a singer, and that's what you love doing, you should not be licking stamps or washing your own dishes. You should be focusing your attention on the thing that fulfills your passion. So you can get someone who wants to learn to dance, who wants to learn to sing, who wants to learn to paint, or wants to learn whatever the skill is that you have to offer. And what you can do is have them come in and do some of the things that you don't really have an interest in doing, and have them learn the skills that you have. Now, you cannot get resistant about this and think that someone's your slave, or their time is worth more than yours, or you're not being equal. That's poverty thinking. If you treat someone with respect, and they're a waiter, and they love being a waiter, the fact that you're a rocket scientist doesn't make you better or worse. Your vision is being a rocket scientist. Their vision was being a waiter, and being the best waiter they possibly can be. And so what happens is delegation is a process where you take a skill that you have and you offer it to another person and teach them how to use that skill while you expand the actual skills you have by working with people who are more advanced and more developed than you are. And that's that ripple effect in the pond. Now, I have done that for many years and now have an organization of 1,600 people. But it all began with that one step. Someone washes dishes, someone licks stamps, someone does massages, someone does counseling, and it's all done as part of a community of support. And I myself work with people who are more advanced than I am, who give me more skills. The skills I'm teaching you right now pretty much have been taught to me by other people. I did not get them in a shamanic state or in a dream. I sat down with someone who explained this information for me, and sometimes the thing that someone actually gets to do in exchange is have a student. So some people have a lot to offer, and all they want is a student who can hear it and understand it and apply it. And that's actually the barter relationship that exists. They don't want your money. They don't even want you to wash their dishes for them. The key is where the profit center is in what you can offer somebody in exchange for what they can do. It creates self-esteem for everyone involved, creates commerce, creates abundance, creates creativity, and also is a key element in spiritual growth and spiritual development, because a lot of what you're doing is surrendering to the process. And so much about spirituality is about surrender. So follow the directions that I've laid out for you here. Understand that the nature of commerce is a spiritual act. It creates community. It creates abundance. There's no limitation to what you can do. And it simply involves learning to surrender, ask for support, and open yourself up to sharing with other people the greatness that you've been given. And in the end result, everyone becomes abundant. So the key in delegation is find all those aspects of your life that are essential but are not key to what your passion is. So for instance, you might need someone to organize you. You might need someone to market you, type letters for you, do computer services, skilled labor where people are willing to do that in exchange for the talent that you have. It's amazing how many services I get in exchange for massage. And the massage is done by students of mine who I've trained in massage, who go out and do the massages, which are worth anywhere from $50 to $75 an hour. And in exchange for that, I get video work, and I get carpentry work, and I get accountants and marketers and publicity people and radio time for my advertising and advertisements in magazines. All this creates abundance, and it's all through abundant commerce coming without any money exchanging hands, simply barter. And so the key here is not to limit yourself to what money can buy, but expand yourself to all the possibilities through human relationships where you can create commerce and economic abundance. In the end, you're creating community, you're creating joy and celebration, you're bringing people together and eliminating isolation, and you're creating a really effective support system where you can watch yourself grow and watch others grow through you and through the efforts that they bring to the process with you. I want to speak to you for a few moments about abundant communication skills. What happens very often is, even though we know who we are, we think that we know what we're doing, we think we know what our wants are, we think that we delegate, and yet our language is very, very reactive and very, very scarcity oriented. So it's important in the process of creating abundance that you use abundant language. What does that mean? It means avoiding words like would, could, should, but, what if, or maybe. Ask a lot of questions, and trying to avoid statements will be very helpful to you unless someone has really asked for your opinion about something. So when you become a really strong listener, people recognize that you hear them, and they begin to come outward in a very yang, expansive kind of way because you're an open space for them. Keep in mind that questions like who, what, why, where, when, and how will give you information, make you appear to be a good listener, enable you to hear what the person is saying in a way that's simply giving your opinions or throwing out reactive blocked words like would, could, should, but, what if, or maybe will not enable you to do. So languaging actually becomes a very strong element in creating abundant thinking and creating abundant relationships. There are a number of books that are useful to read for this process. Obviously, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, any of the books by Anthony Robbins on abundance. Also, a wonderful book is The Richest Man in Babylon. And if you're interested in investing a little bit, once you become a little more economically independent, any of the Motley Fool books are books that are published on investing, I highly recommend. The key then is to begin it now, create abundance, create commerce, and lead yourself to a life of abundance and joy and celebration, and give up scarcity.